Hello everyone, I'm Normal Player Guy, and yes, we finally have the information going for the two new EZA units. Hey, and guess what? Where did this guy come from? Seriously, when did he creep through? Well, we'll just look at him in a moment. So, of course, you might have noticed, of course, then that there is a few new units coming in for the next Docking Fest, but we're only going to focus on the EZAs for April Fool's Day. Speaking of April Fool's Day, so yeah, they did this thing yesterday where it was just they do this all the time, wasn't there? Okay, so it's brilliant. This was going to be a dock in fishing. Do you know what? The way that they always do this, honestly, it's like it's going to be the next thing. Someone puts in a tremendous amount of support into doing this. However, what's funny about this is, so they know this is just a ploy. They know it's April Fool's Day, but hey, I guess they're just having fun because they've given everyone 20 free stones. What the hell? And of course, we have the new unit that came out for the same day. Quite nice, quite nice. Not always that they do this, but they got creatives. Here we go. But they're having a load of fun at our expense, not really everyone's expense. And 20 Dragon Stones. That's absolutely pretty crazy. So let's have a look then at the EZAs that we have for it. So we'll start with the Imp Bulma. She has an awakening now, so you can go into that event and get her medals. So let's have a look. So again, as we'd expect, it is 77% to Dragon Ball Seekers. That's pretty nice. So anyone needing this unit can be, anyone who's totally free to play and has a Dragon Ball Seekers or just needs something to go through some of the quest stages, this is the so we have an entrance animation. Now this is quite nice. There's not many free-to-play units that have an entrance animation. This is really good. So you get an entrance animation, 40% to stats, and a chance of evading enemies' attack for 29%, so medium chance for 4 turns from the start of turn if there's a Kid Goku on the team. Right, okay. So you get medium chance to dodge, 40%, all for 4 turns. Okay, not bad. You have 141% at the start of turn. Okay, that's up by about 100%, so fair enough. High chance of evading enemies' attacks, that's a 50%. So you get an additional attack 41% with each attack evaded. Wow. And an additional stats 81% and key plus 9 when there is a Kid Goku attacking in the same turn, and DB Saga allies attack 40%, defense 29%, but not herself. All right, this seems pretty interesting. Okay, so leader skill is for the most part probably just to be ignored. So okay, the entrance animation you get 40% and 30% chance to dodge when you just need a Kid Goku. That's appropriate because having a Kid Goku means you get an additional 81% to stats and 9 key. So that puts you way over the 200% mark. So that's not too bad. As well as you could be given said Goku 40% attack, 29% defense. Off top of which, check this out. So you get 30% chance to dodge, so medium percent to dodge for 4 turns. That's going to stack on top of the high chance. So you get a 50% chance to dodge, right? So after the 4 turns, you still have this 50. Otherwise, you're looking at 80% to dodge. That's pretty ridiculous. Super attack effects. So you have a 50% chance to stun the enemy. That's really nice. And you raise your own stats by 41% for 4 turns. This is probably the first time I've ever seen something quite specific. Of course, 41 means April 1st. So that's something. I mean, if it was the proper way around, it would be the 1st of April, which would only be 14%. So that's pretty good. 41%, it's more than like a regular raise with the turn, but it's not quite as good as like a greatly raised, but it's still good. So that's pretty decent. It does also appear that when you have them at SA10, 3 key, so basically 9 key just a super attack. That's really nice. So altogether, it's not bad. I think for Dragon Ball Seekers, DB Saga, and Earthlings, you'll probably find this to be nice because of the dodge. You have an 80% chance to dodge, and you're going to have to use a Kid Goku in the team, which, I mean, you wouldn't use that for Earthlings, but you would for Dragon Ball Seekers and DB Saga, right? Even if you just used it for Earthlings, you still have a 50% chance. You're not going to get this. This could be a huge problem because that's a huge amount and 9 key. So that basically guarantees the super attack. So it might be a bit funny here and there to see. I mean, it all depends on how well. I mean, it all depends if you get RNG on the dodge, right? So let's have a look at her links. So there is a few key links here that I've seen. You got Shocking Speed and Shattering the Limit, but I don't know the rest. So Shocking Speed, you got Money, 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 which does happen to be But money you'll get with Videl. So you could probably get it on Peppy Gals, and you'll probably get it on Earthlings. So Brainiacs, so okay, you can get that. Scientist, which is also 2 key, but you wouldn't be rocking that. You wouldn't. Chances of getting that are not going to exist. I think there's a free to play 21, like in 21. Does she not have Scientist? Guidance of the Dragon Balls. Incredible Adventure is 3 key, so you are probably going to get that and Shattering the Limit. So it stands a chance that for like DB Saga and Dragon Ball Seekers, you could probably get Shocking Speed, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Ball, and Shattering the Limit. When you're looking at like Peppy Gals and Earthlings, it's entirely possible you can get Incredible Adventure, Shattering the Limit, Shocking Speed, and Guidance of the Dragon Balls. Depending on who you run, you might be able to get a Videl with this. And same sort of idea. So it's not entirely impossible to make use. Checking out with the most, it's funny how well, of course, Bunny Bulma is probably going to be the best, but this is a throwaway free to play unit. But it looks like in terms of best links, you see, it's going to be Earthlings. Let's see what you get with the Will Tournament LR. See, you can actually get Brainiacs, Incredible Adventure, Guardians of the Dragon Ball, and a little bit of Key. So this will prop up. It just so happens to be Super Int as well, which is not too bad. This is the other World Tournament kind of leader. Same sort of deal, just non-LR. Same sort of adventures, right? So, again, Super Int legitimately could run DB Saga and Earthlings, right? You are going to get some links. You're going to get 5 key, actually, out of this, which would be pretty nice. Speaking of Kid Goku, yes, there's an Int Kid Goku who does not appear to be on this list in terms of the best. But you could probably get the Inkid Goku, which would be another int possibly on the team. Outside of that, this guy he does stack, so that's pretty nice. Again, you can get 5 key just by setting up this guy. So yeah, it would seem to be that's the case then. When it comes to Peppy Gals, you are going to get Incredible Adventure and Shattering the Limit. So I don't think she's going to be totally hindered, right? So this would seem like a legitimate, actual option to try for Super Battle Road for Dragon Ball Seekers. Any sort of difficult content or medium to high difficulty content which involves around this would be nice. If you wanted to run in Battlefield, for those who don't quite have the entire roster, legitimately could make Dragon Ball Seekers. There is a few units in here. So we have the two. I mean, this is a local tournament LR, which is not totally impossible for brand new players to get. This guy, again, you'd probably get this guy way easier via the ticket summons. But again, if you had Kid Goku, it's totally plausible. On top of which, if you had a bunch of these World Tournament units, you're legit. I mean, because there's one here and there's one here. I mean, she wouldn't be on Dragon Ball Seekers, but she would be on the Super Int that you get. Oh, and there's actually does she have Scientist? She doesn't actually have Scientist, but she does indeed have Shocking Speed and Shattering the Limit. So legitimately could make a plausible team for Battlefield for new players. It might not necessarily be Dragon Ball Seekers, but you're going to get 50% for some of the others. So if you were running that in some of the first events, you probably shouldn't have that much of a problem. Okay, so overall, you'll probably find this is not a bad unit. So we're going to go now to this one. So these were pretty solid prior for a free-to-play unit, and now they've just had their easy A. So what? Defenders of Justice 3 key 77%. That's pretty decent. Or at Super SDR, well, SDR in general 50%. So that's pretty nice. Funny how these have 3 key, but the Bulma herself has 4 key, right? That's pretty interesting. Okay, so 158% at the start of turn. That hasn't really changed. Has it changed? What did they have? Oh, they did. So it went from 58 to 158. That's really nice. What are their stats, by the way? Coming in at 8,500, Bulma comes in as she enters the game at 9,000. Pretty nice. But these guys get more depending on who you're fighting, right? So they get 158 at the start of turn. They get 58% on super. They get an additional 58% when attacking extreme class enemies. And they greatly raise the attack and defense for the turn and lower enemies' attacking defense. That's 20% for 3 turns. So that's a 50% raise. You're getting 58% here and 58% here. It's ridiculous. You get a chance of performing a crit and chance to evade plus 4%, and you get 10% stats per Defenders of Justice ally on the team. So that's what? That's 60%, and you can get 24% chance to. Okay, that's not too bad. You get 24% chance to dodge, and you can get up to 60%. So Defenders of Justice allies, 3 key attack and defense, 18%. Okay, it's not too bad. And you seal the attacked enemy's super attack for 2 turns. Okay, that's brilliant because that just means it's on hit. Just hit them and someone is sealed. So you'll probably likely use this. You could legitimately use this in the versus extreme super battle road and regular super battle road, the one where you got to use a full super class and a full extreme class. By now, these are probably ridiculously easy, especially with categories that come out, right? So bear that in mind. You'll with against an extreme, you're going to come away with loads more extra stats, like 58% on super, 58% on an extreme class. You're going to greatly raise. You're going to lower the enemy's attack, and not only that, you're going to seal for 2 turns. That's actually really good. That ensures then that by the next rotation, if you keep them on rotation, you can reapply that bonus. Ultimately, you could lock someone down. So, Defenders of Justice ally. So, let's go into his links then in terms of who could actually work into that and his best people. So, of course, you got Defenders of Justice, which also helps with like Bond of Parent and Child and movie heroes because there's a lot of overlap. Because you got these, which are great. These seal, right? These are pretty decent. He is an okay easy A, but mainly for monotype. So there's a bunch of units on here which are all in like Defenders of Justice or even Saviors, so to speak. I quite like this guy myself. It looks like Gamma 1 is on here, so again, you could also run Gamma 1. So if you check out, actually, what is Gamma 1 on? So he is on Defense of Justice. If you think Defense of Justice, Super STR, you got Gamma 1. We have this guy who's also legitimately great from the World Tournament, right? We have, is it these guys? Right, we have these guys who's a free-to-play Easy A, which would be great. And then you have these. So again, same sort of deal with Bulma. Anyone looking to do some load content, or if you wanted to run monotype Super Battle Road, you could legitimately run this, even in Battlefield, and you can get away with a couple of free to play units in here that will be pretty decent. So altogether, that's not too bad. You will find with Defenders of Justice there are going to be a few people on here that's not on it. I'd have to bring up the entire list, but this unit could possibly be great. The fact that it's going to be a 3 key as well, buff, is probably the biggest thing going for this unit because that is a huge amount of key slapped on, especially when you can't strictly use a lot of these together, right? So that's not too bad. So altogether, this is great. I'm probably going to look forward to like stacking all this up, getting a greatly raise, right? That'll be pretty nice. Might have lower start of turn stats, but by the time all this applies, it's going to be way better. So I'll be looking forward to this one. I'd honestly say the fact that I say Bulma's come out best. I mean, even at the very basic, right? You've got a 50% chance to dodge, and you're going to be giving a little bit of attack and defense, but no key. So she's a great support for DB Saga, especially with that dodge. And I say you run her on DB Saga, you're going to have way more dodge, 80%, and you could have a lot more stats and 9 key. Where this guy is great, Defenders of Justice, ally on the team, you'll get 3 key, 18% for them all, and you get 4% chance to crit, and you get 4% to dodge, and you get 10% stats. So again, could be huge. I mean, honestly, probably looking at like 150 to 180k defense, which is not bad for this unit, and it remains to be seen because again, the stun chance is really nice. Like the stun chance, the dodge, she could legitimately be quite a lifesaver. So enough with this, they're all pretty great. So this unit came down when it comes to the April Fool's Day, so it's just a nice release. It kind of ties in with that docking fishing, right? It's just a meme throwaway. Eventually, there'll be an easy A. But one thing that I missed that completely snuck in here is this guy. So this guy is, are we kidding me? This is the barbershop EZA you need to get with gems. You need gems to get this guy, right? You ain't getting him. I mean, each one of these is something like 777 gems. I have had this a long time since Rainbow. It isn't truly difficult. If you run through a lot of the more recent stages for Quest, you'll find that gems are quite common. You can search the internet for yourself for a bunch of gems. I think there's like a 23-8 or something like that. It's a one where you face a load of Cybermen, but you also get a very high chance for the peel off and launch to get those gems. So that's something. There are various ways of getting the gems. There are also missions that will probably come out to help you get them, because these are 777 at pop, and I swear if they lower the price of that, I'm going to be a little bit furious. But then again, I did have this guy rainbowed a while ago, so I mean, he it's ridiculous. He purely is just. I mean, look at this. It's barbershop. You get him from the barbershop. So let's see what he does. This is mad. I can see though, depending on how this works out, he could be quite good. So STR and physical 3 key 70%, so that's just a throwaway. So this guy gets 3 key 100% at the start of turn. We are looking at 9,000 defense and not a bad attack. It's free to play, so you can look at this column. Let's see. So let's see. 100% at the start of turn, 3 key. 50% when performing a super attack. His super attack, 30% with a medium chance of stunning. And this is after his easy A. Right, okay. Interesting. Right, so you get an additional 50% when HP is 50% or more. That's okay, it's pretty good. Additional attack 50% when performing a super attack. High chance of performing a crit, and launch an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack for 5 turns at the start of the turn. Right, okay. Okay, so that's not strictly too bad. So you get 3 key 100%, plus you get 30% on super, 50% on super attack effect. So then you get defense. So start of turn, you come out with 50% more defense. I imagine this is going to be the most crucial part. This will be a make or break, because essentially you're getting 100% on super attack when you perform one if you're over 50%. But again, you get 50% attack. You have a 50% chance to crit, and you're guaranteed a normal attack with a 30% chance to super for 5 turns. So the one problem with all of this seems nice, but he doesn't build up with any attack. It's not as if he gets 10% stats, 5% stats with each attack performed. That way, you might find some part of this relevant. Literally slapping this on the end serves no purpose, just to make his passive look just a little bit better. It's pretty weird. Alright, okay, so I expect this guy to be underwhelming. Then again, it's free to play. It's a barbershop unit. They weren't going to be fantastic, but you know, this is a curious one. I wonder why they're doing this. Do you know? I did a video not too long back on the year. This will be the year of Super Saiyan 3, and it looks like it might just come to fruition, because there's no reason for this guy to come out unless they're hinting at something, right? So unless the tech Super Saiyan 3 LR is coming out, but hey, there's the third Super Saiyan 3, the first Super Saiyan 3 of the year. Right, so what are we looking at? Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Revival, Limit Breaking Form, Over in the Flash, Fierce Battle. He literally is Super Saiyan 3. Over in the Flash and Limit Breaking Form is purely Super Saiyan 3. Speaking of it, of who he can run well with, this is not a bad one. Okay, so he is called Angel. Right, so he means Super Saiyan 3 you can use, but not strictly Angel. So this guy, you can legitimately use him with. He's a beast, right? He is dead. He is not dead. This is after his full-on revival. So you're going to trigger Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Over in the Flash, Limit Breaking Form, and Fierce Battle. They're going to be great on Pure Saiyans, Majin Buu Saga, Goku Family, Super Saiyan 3, Turtle, Earthbred Accelerated. Right, these are some of the teams where you could legitimately run Super Saiyan 3. He isn't a support, which is a bit weird, and he's not going to hold anywhere near up to this. But most importantly, 3 key, plenty of attack. That's 5 key and 5% attack and defense. Plenty more attack. Honestly, that's what, 15%, 20%, 27%. It's 37%. Then you're going to get 57%. So you get a huge amount of attack, and this guy crits like mental. Who else? I mean, transforming Goku you could also use. Again, you're going to be triggering Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Over in the Flash, Limit Breaking Form. Now, this guy's one of those caveats, because you'll probably end the fight probably before you get to this phase, and afterwards you won't trigger much in the way of links. Xeno Goku could be a good one. This guy does, after his Easy A, have a standalone damage reduction as well. He's better on a Xenoverse crossover team, sure. But again, legitimately, you're going to be getting Limit Breaking Form, Super Saiyan Lineage, and Over in a Flash. Not entirely impossible to do. The Bardock, the full 170% for Super Saiyan 3, buffing this guy a bit more. I mean, he could legitimately be used, because the team is just so poor in terms of roster that you legitimately could have this guy just to fill in the ranks. And again, we check out Battlefield. One of the more favorable fun units in the game is this guy who's physical. Then you have the GT hero Kid Goku. That's someone as well. We have Easy A Gotenks. We have this Easy A from Xeno who'll be better on a Xeno. And we have Gotenks as well. He can seal, right? He raises stats per super attack. I mean, he's not bad. You could legitimately get it done. Super physical in terms of like Margin Buu Saga, or when it comes to just in general, just a few low key ones. Could legitimately make a run for it. So that's pretty good there. But of course, now we got to. This is a pretty surprising easy A. But now we do actually have to go into the new one, and the new one is this guy. So he's a throwaway. He's just an SSR. Though you'll get one for logging in, and then you'll just get another one. You'll probably get the missions to get the rest at some point in time. Honestly, for what he is, all of this is probably way too much. So he's a 2 key 30% for Goku family. Fine. He's 159% at the start of turn. His stats are 9,000, which is not exactly terrible. You get 41% when performing a super attack. Again, that's April 1st. You get 5% if HP is 90% or the less at the start of turn, so that's nice. You have a high chance of guarding if HP is 60% or less at the start of turn, so that's usable. And you get an additional 10% HP. No, you recover an additional 10% HP is 30% or less at the turn. So basically, you'll get 5% plus 15 plus a total of 15 if you're under a small amount. Bond of parent and child, 1 key 20%, and plus an additional damage reduction of 30% when guard is activated if there's another Goku family ally in the same turn. That's pretty good. So, So when it comes to this, we have 159%, 41 on super attack. Then he's giving 1 key 20%. That's pretty great. If the guard is activated and you use him on a Goku family, you probably could, you get a damage reduction of 30%. Altogether, that's probably not too bad. For a unit like this, and he greatly raises. Oh hell, greatly raises and recovers 5% HP. Damn. So he's actually getting 20% altogether. You get 5% if you're under 90% HP. You get 5% on your super attack effect. This is absolutely ridiculous. So his Easy A is not going to be for quite a while. But after this, I mean, what are they going to do? He's already greatly raising. This could be like 10%. He's going to have this will probably stay the same, but this will probably go up. I mean, this is a fun unit. This is surprisingly legitimately. There's so many fun. There's so many weird ones today. This is such a weird one. Golden Warrior, same warrior race, all in the family, prepare for battle, Z fighters, and Super Saiyan. It's going to be great. Legitimately, he has start of turn stats. He greatly raises, right? I mean, he's only an SSR, so he might get slapped around a little bit, but legitimately, you could have him on some of these teams like Turtle School, Heavenly Events. He might legitimately hold his own. This is a nice support. This is a great orb changer for him if you need to, right? There is legitimately some good super AGLs in this. In fact, if you wanted to make the use of Bond of Parent and Child with the Goku family, right, in the same turn, you legitimately could run that. Because, let's see, is he on Kamehameha by any chance? He's not on Kamehameha, but you could legitimately run him as Super AGL. Even this guy as well would be quite good. And altogether, you could probably find that there is a few good units in here that he could help out. I mean, he legitimately could hold his own, even being an SSR. I mean, I say that because this guy, he's also an SSR, but he stacks and has a little bit of damage reduction as extra buff. Legitimately fantastic as well. Honestly, one of the best units in the game. So yeah, in terms of like TURs, it's pretty great. So yeah, that's going to be it. So we have a whole bunch of Easy A's coming out. So this is the stuff that came out for the weekend, which is pretty great. The Bulma is very nice with her dodge and her stun chance. These guys, they do seal, right? That's pretty decent. This guy, despite being an SSR, is actually pretty great. And then, of course, you have this Easy A just snuck in. It says the 31st, but I swear I have never seen this. All right, that's going to be it for this video. This is great. This is something to do. It's going to bolster some ranks. I quite like the look of these, and I'm going to look forward to actually playing with them and doing a nice showcase. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you, and bye bye.